What is going on? What is going on, everyone? Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Beyond the Hustle. This is episode 38. I'm your host, Daniel Tadamy, and joined with me, as always, is serial entrepreneur himself, Mr. Paul Renee Jr. Paul, what is going on? What is going on?
It is I, your tax guy, Paul Renee. I'm here with Maestro Daniel Tadamy. What's up, bro? Everything is good over here, man. How's it over there? How are you?
It's good, man. And we at episode 38, bro. Big 3.
Man, we rocking it. 50 coming up soon. Big 50 coming up soon. We gonna knock 50 out this year, huh?
Yeah. We gonna hit 50 this year, man. We really are. Mm-hmm. And I want to say this before we get too much going, man. I appreciate y'all so much for last week's show. I had some people reach out to me about Dub City Side being a guest on the show. You guys really showed up and showed love. And so I want to say thank y'all for that, first and foremost. And we are going to have her back. So shout out to Dub for last week's episode. And if you want to be a guest on Beyond the Hustle, we're looking to close out this year, like Paul said, pretty big, episode 50. So if you want to be on the show, you want to share your story, share what you have going on, get at us in our DM. You can also email us at beyondthehustlepod@gmail.com. But I just wanted to put that out there really, really quick because I've had people reach out to me about being on the show. And that's how you do it. Don't reach out to me directly. Go through Beyond the Hustle channels. But go ahead, Paul. My fault.
Yeah. Let them know too. You know, we enjoy the smoke. You can always request to jump on while we're on the show too, right? And especially if you have something that we disagree with, we'd love to have that conversation and check out your perspective on the topic that we're covering or whatever we're discovering. So feel free to chime in. You know, it's a safe place. We're not here to degrade people. And you know, even if you agree or disagree with our topics or our content, you can come on, share your insight, and you know, like Daniel said, advertise your business. Let people know what you're working with, you know, so that they can reach out to you. We just love doing this, and we don't see ourselves stopping anytime soon. And
no time soon, bro.
Yeah, definitely. This is something that we are dedicated with, and it goes to something that I wanted to talk about, man. It goes to you know, just taking the time to see the opportunity and grasping it when it presents itself, right? That's one of the hallmarks of being an entrepreneur. You can have yourself all the skills, you know, all in the world, you know, the best type of product and everything, but if the opportunity comes for, you know, your business to blow and you're not able to see that opportunity, it might come in some ways that, you know, isn't so obvious, but you might reject it. And then there goes, you know, that opportunity. And sometimes in life, opportunities can come, you know, very consecutively. It can come like back to back, right? Or it could take a couple of years for another opportunity to present itself, just like as that opportunity, you know, came at you. So being able to realize that I've come to understand that because there were so many opportunities that I missed that I didn't take advantage of, man. And I could have been, and I was like, and I told myself, man, there could have been I could have still reached, you know, the level that I wanted to reach faster if I would have grasped on that opportunity. Even though I still reached that level, I could have grasped it faster if I was trained to see opportunity, you know, when it presents itself. And that's why one of the things I like to do is say yes, especially if it's something that, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not going against it. It doesn't go against my morals or ethics or anything like that. Someone's giving me an opportunity or asking me to do something for them. I like saying yes, especially if it's within my ability, right? If it's something that I can do. I like saying yes to things because you never know what kind of door is going to open up to me saying yes and allowing that opportunity to come in my life. Even if I say yes to that opportunity, Daniel, it might not come, you know, that blessing, right? Might not come from, you know, that opportunity, but indirectly, I might be able to, you know, uh, uh, be blessed by, accepting that original um, opportunity that presents itself. But it's something that you just got to train yourself to do,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't like taking the risks, and sometimes, those type of opportunities require you to get out of your comfort zone, right,
Facts.
and take those risks.
Yeah.
Um,
Some people
but
like
I
to
like
say
being a
like
risk taker.
it's the thing that leads to the thing. Like you might not see, your biggest success might not be from that opportunity that you think or that you took, but or even in doing what you're doing, right? But it could be the thing that leads to the thing, right? That
Correct.
gives you that
Yeah.
opportunity or that moment. Um, so that could be the case too. I wanted to ask you this question though, about that. First off, when it comes to like recognizing opportunities and being quick, right? I was reading this. What book was I reading, bro? I think it was Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think it was in Rich
Okay.
Dad Poor Dad.
Can't go wrong with
And
that book.
facts, really great read. And the guy was talking about being quick to recognize opportunities and how successful people, wealthy individuals, they're not slow to make decisions on opportunities,
Mhm.
right? Like if the opportunity comes, they take it right away. And he was trying to hire his, I want to say his son and his friend, right? Or I think he was going to be hired by his friend's dad, him and his friend.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
dad was like, "Hey, I can hire you guys for this amount of money, but you have to decide right now. Like you have to decide. You have 1 minute to make
Hmm.
a decision." So what his dad or what his friend's father was trying to teach them was how you have to be quick to make decisions. You're not always going to have an opportunity to go back and think about it, right?
Correct.
Sometimes you have to just make that decision within the moment. And he was trying to get them to see that. And that's something that I took from that book, man. That's one of the biggest things I took from that book. And when opportunities come, man, you just strike on them. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go pray about it. I'm gonna go think about it." You'll lose that
Right.
opportunity
Right.
by being slow
Exactly.
to it. And this is what I always say when I tell individuals, when I talk to them, if I'm following God on this path, if I'm being led on this path, by the time you come to me with the opportunity, if God's been prepping me for it, I know to say yes. If He hasn't prepped me for it, and I don't sense it in the moment, I'm gonna say no. I don't need
Mhm.
to go back and think about it. Now, will there be a moment where I say that? I'm not sure. However, I try to live by that. When opportunity
Mhm.
comes to me, oh man, I'll see about it. I already know my answer, even if I do give that most of the time. Most of the time, I don't got to think about it, bro. I do
No.
want to ask you this question. Has there been anything that you've said yes to or chosen to do and you were like, "Oh man, I probably shouldn't have done this." Like, have you regretted in that moment? What's up, Dub? While you think about that, some people don't even get opportunities, so don't hesitate. Big facts.
Right.
Appreciate that comment.
Definitely. Definitely. Not off the top of my head. Yeah. So preparation, when preparation meets opportunity equals luck, right? I think that's how the saying goes. That's when
Yeah,
something
yeah.
magical happens. Have I see, I can't remember if there was anything that I regretted. I don't think so. I kind of like and I always put this in my head that I make great decisions, man.
There you go.
I always say, I remember, words have like some type of significance to me, man.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I project and what I say always has significance to me. But I honestly can't remember a time where I said, um, where I took an opportunity. Probably when, back in, when I was dating or something like that. I took that opportunity. It was like,
You could
damn,
bring it could
all
be it
right,
could be
yeah,
data related.
it
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
something, right? Now, but as far as business goes, no, man, because I like taking the opportunities when business opportunities present themselves, because I'm a risk taker,
Mhm.
and it allows me, especially if I'm dealing with someone that I don't know. It allows me to see how they go, how their character is, because I know how I am, right? I know how I operate, but I don't know how another person, or this person who's presenting this opportunity to me, is going to
Mhm.
operate. So yeah, it allows me to see, how they're going to be, performing and bringing themselves to the table, to this deal that we're getting involved in. Um, and that's one of my uh, things is one of the things I like doing is studying people, figuring people out, um, finding
Big
out the
facts.
good out of people to see how I could bring the best out of them. In the business world, I love seeing what people are strong at. And so yeah, I usually take opportunities when they present themselves. Now, if it's something to where time, and my resources, I like to be the type to get a good analysis of what I'm getting into, right? I take
Yeah,
my risk, but they're educated risks.
facts.
Um, so if it's something where I'm doing an analysis and it's like I don't think this is right for me, then no, I don't do it. But I jump into things that I believe in and
Yeah,
um, I think is gonna have a good positive outcome, and I do my best at it and see where it goes from there.
yeah,
And to be real, I've had nothing but good outcomes, man. Whenever I jumped into opportunities, I can't say that there's anything that I jumped into. I took the opportunity to take many sales jobs, sales positions, right? That it still didn't work out, but I learned a lot of things along the way, right?
yeah.
I learned a lot of sales techniques. I learned that I can move on after rejection, right? I learned
Hmm.
how to counter
Get them nose out the
objections.
way. Get them nose
Yeah,
out the
yeah,
way
get
to
to
that
get to
yes.
know that. Learns the numbers game, right?
Yeah,
And you got to shake those rejections off.
facts.
So I took a lot of business opportunities that ended up, catapulting me and setting me up into the position where I am today. And I'm not saying that I'm where I want to be, but I plan to
Right.
be where I'm at right now. You get what I'm saying? And I like the outcome,
You
right?
plan
So.
plan to be there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
we all plan to be where we're at, man. We all plan to be where we are at right now, whether
yeah.
whether you like it or not. You
Um,
did what it takes.
I like the study long, study wrong. I know that this normally not placed within like the business opportunity space, but I like that because, like Dub said, I was thinking about that. Some people don't even get opportunities, so don't hesitate. A lot of times, even when it comes to relationships, right? And I know this isn't a relationship conversation, but it can go there. People oftentimes move with the mindset that, oh, if I lose this or if this goes away, there'll be another opportunity, you
Hmm.
know, or and people kind of move that way in relationships. Oh, I can get someone else, or I'll get another opportunity, and that's where that hesitation comes from. A lot of times, I think is rooted in fear. Why people even hesitate to take an opportunity, or they're afraid of the excess. The fear of success is real. I don't know if we've ever talked about that on this show. Ooh,
No,
the
we did.
fear
You
of
mentioned
success
that
is
before.
real,
You mentioned it
and
before, yeah.
and people will sometimes psych themselves out of a situation due to imposter syndrome. They don't feel like they deserve it, or it's like, I won't be successful in it, which I think is fear of being success, because you know what you've prepped for, you know what you've prepared for, and you know if you're good in it or not, and you know the success can lie on the other side. So even
Mm,
saying that, I don't know if I'll get it. I mean, you know if you're ready for it or not, and you know if you've done the homework. And so I think sometimes that can even be something that people fall into, that, or a reason why people fall into that, being hesitant to take an
right.
opportunity. I don't want to fall into that, bro. So if something feels uncomfortable to me, that is kind of a sign to me to kind of like lean into it a little bit more. Cause it's like, oh,
Yeah.
is there something there for you? Is there something I can learn? Something I can gain from it? I remember I took an opportunity to work at this company. I don't want to give too much because people may be able to decipher it. But I took an opportunity to work for this company. And when I first got into the situation, it was one thing. And then it just kind of shifted as time went along into something I did not feel comfortable being at. I did not want to be in anymore. And I said, I'm done. And like, just, I did an event with them, had a chance to go out of town, did an event, and that probably might have gave it away. Did an event,
Mm,
and I came back, I touched down, immediate resignation, bro. And I left. And it's not that the position was bad. It's just that how it was being treated with the changing of the deal over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't given or feeding into me anymore. And I had to get up out of there. However, like you, I don't see it as a bad thing because of what I've learned from it and the
Right.
exposure that came with
Exactly.
it. So, and I idle on the glass being half full, bro. It's never
So
half empty to me.
a lot of people, they fear, like to jump on what you're saying, right? A lot of people fear taking advantage of the opportunity because I'd say not all the time, but majority of time is because they don't think they deserve it too. They don't think they deserve that success. It's self
Ooh.
sabotage, like you said. They'll shoot themselves in the foot before they even get started. And look, again, I feel like I have a good sense, of people, and I'll see the
Mhm.
potential, man. Some people have the characteristics that it takes to be successful. A lot of the characteristics are better than what I possess, right? And so
Mm.
when I see it, I just be like, damn, man, I wish I was as charismatic as this guy. I wish I could articulate words like him, and I wish this stage presence and just the way people resonate. Man, people love this dude,
Yeah.
right? But when
Yeah.
it comes to capitalizing on those strengths and using it to help you reach your goals or succeed, they have all the tools, man, in the toolbox. It's just they don't think they don't deserve to make that, you know, that leap. They don't deserve to think they think that they don't deserve it in their life. They're not worthy of that
Mm.
success, and uh opposed to me, I think I deserve the world. It's the world's mine,
What?
Pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, man. Let's take it. Let's take it,
I
man. So,
deserve everything.
yeah, everything, everything. Yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it
Man.
happen one way or another, bro. So,
Dude, um, uh, okay, so Dub says people are afraid of good things for two reasons. They are afraid to lose it, um, and they are only comfortable with what they know. That's
correct. Fear the
huge.
unknown, dub. Fear the
Fear the
unknown, dub.
unknown, bro.
Definitely.
That's huge. That's probably larger than the fears well the self sabotage. That's probably one of the largest self sabotaging attributes, right? The fear of the
Mhm.
unknown. Um,
Yeah.
and it can't. And so I'm. It's kind of interesting. I was going to do a video about this because my children, they're afraid of thunder, right? So they're afraid of thunder when they hear thunder. Thunder. So what I did was I took them in the bathroom and I kind of like explained to them what thunder and lightning, what it is and where it come from, and I kind of and how you know evaporation happens and the rain clouds and all that stuff we learn in school, right?
You turn to Bill Nye the Science Guy real quick,
Yeah, dude.
huh?
And y'all can take this for y'all kids. I had a wet face towel, and I used that water coming down out of the faucet. Use that as evaporation. I said, "What you see? What happened when it gets heavy? Boom, the water's coming out." And I said, "What happens with thunder?" And I explained them the clouds collide, all that stuff. So I explained that to them, and I was like, "Bro, you guys are afraid of it because you don't know what it is. So let's just
Exactly.
debunk that scary monster." And a lot of times fear is kind of what gets people. And I wanted to do a video of it because I wanted to explain, politics and America and the world and all these other nations, because people, they say all these type of weird things, and it's just because you don't understand. I mean, they bring up martial law. They think martial law is happening right now in Chicago with all this stuff, and they think that Trump is like gonna do all these weird things. And I'm like, do you guys know what martial law is? Do you guys know how that works? You guys know the checks and balances of our system, right? And a lot of people don't understand that. So that's why you can tell them, oh, martial law, and they believe that that's going to happen, or they believe that this is a sign of it. Will it happen? I don't know. Is this a sign of it? God, no. Right? And you can tell them and sell these things to them because they don't know. And
Mhm.
it's the fear of the unknown that gets us stuck in a lot of these places. And it even freezes people, petrifies them from even doing further research. Because I think a lot of times people really don't want to know the answer because they're comfortable with where they are, back to Dub's point. But yeah, man, I may still do a video about it, or maybe Opus clip this. Now I don't got to do it. But
it's definitely the case, man. They are comfortable where they are, and you got to get out that comfort zone, man. That's where the reward is, man. Is when you take that risk. Definitely, I force myself to get out my comfort zone. It just gets to that point, because I know that's where the additional abundance, right? That's where the growth, I should say. Yeah. That's where the growth comes in, is where you step out your comfort zone. I have to force myself.
Yeah. I'm gonna drop that flex bomb, because additional abundance is crazy, bro.
It definitely is.
I wanted to do this really quick before we because I got something else interesting I want to bring to you, right? Let me do this really quick, because we're having this conversation, right? So let me bring this up to you, bro.
Oh boy.
I didn't want to get into that yet. Nah. That's not what I want to get into.
You already opened it up, bro. You already opened Pandora's box. We might as well.
So let's do this one. Let's do this one. This is not where I wanted to go, but since we're here now, this is not where I wanted to go.
I want to see where you're taking this. First off, yeah, that's what it is.
This is not where I want to go.
Willow Smith and Tony Baker on one clip. Yeah, let's see what's going on over here.
You watch Tony Baker?
No, I don't like Tony Baker at all. Remember, I like comedy. He's not. He has some funny moments, but I've known about him for years, and I've seen his road to success. He's a successful comedian now, but he's always been corny to me. He's had more laughs from me from doing those skits with cats and animals and the ducks and stuff. Cram. The cram and we're the ducks or something like that. He does something that's cool. He's got a saying, but as far as his stand up, I like real stand up comedians, that talk about real stuff, and current events. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what it's really about, is speaking the truth and laughing about it. That, man, we all are going through all of this, and it's funny, and you're talking about yourself and things that happen to you, and you're talking about what's going on with current world events and what's happening to other people. And nowadays people don't want to touch some topics, so they kind of have watered down comedy, and he's one of those type of comedians. He doesn't like touching sensitive topics.
Nah. People appreciate you, Dub. Have a good workout. People don't want to touch sensitive topics, period, bro. And that's my gripe in this space. Well, not my gripe, but that's my mission to kind of change that in this whole entire space, bro. Is to do that when I do my personal content, because I don't believe that there should be something we can't talk about. I don't believe that. Like, I will never. I've never been one for that. I'm all for the uncomfortable. I'm all for the let's get into it, because that's how you grow. That's how you change and push society and things forward. And you got to do those type of things. So yeah, let's get into this, and then I'm gonna go where I want to go. But let's check it out.
Willow Smith says men don't approach women they don't know anymore. Claims dating is nothing like it used to be. And also in the video, she asked a question like, when was the last time someone you didn't already know just asked you explicitly, like, hey, would you like to go on a date with me? When was the last time somebody asked you that? Now, I won't cop to this because, I don't know what y'all are going through on the streets, ladies. But I know for me, the last time I approached a woman I didn't know to holler was 1997.
Damn, bro.
Last time I rolled up on a woman I didn't know.
See how corny he is? Like, what's going on with you, bro?
Corny.
I think he's married.
Corny. Whatever, bro.
I think he's married though.
I mean, then why would you
But
even
then again,
say
I don't
something
know.
like that to him? Then why would he even say something like? I don't think he's married.
I
I
don't
know he's
know.
got kids, but I don't think he's married because he's talked about being a single before. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard him say stuff
Then
about him being
I
single. But
don't
he's corny. Look at this guy. Come on,
I don't
man.
know.
You cunt.
I now to your point, his stand up, I don't too much care for his stand because I'm like you. I want to hear. I don't want to hear just make him laugh stuff. I want to hear situational comedy. I want to hear stories. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want substance in everything that I consume, even in my comedy. Now, so he didn't touch on this. He just talked about the last time he pulled up. And here's the thing, bro. When I talk to the men who are single, my single, friends and associates, bro, I really think this is situational. I don't
It
think
is.
this is definitely, and that's why the whole dating thing is definitely situational. It's individual experiences and what they want. And for men not walking up on women they don't know to approach them, I believe women as a whole got to ask why that's not happening. Because men who hunt, they're gonna hunt. And I
Exactly.
don't want to use it
Hey,
that term, but men who hunt are gonna
So
hunt. So are you making
I'm,
yourself approachable? Whether
I'm
you're
just
attractive or not.
analyzing. I'm just analyzing this girl's statement though, Willow's statement. Like, she's talking about back in the day. Like, when was back in the day for her? Isn't she like 15? Right? Like, what's
Nah, bro.
going on? Like, what is
I think she's in her
what is
20s or
she?
something.
Are you serious? Like, go
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, guys used to talk. Come on,
But
no,
who's
she
rolling
doesn't
up on
know
you, Willow? Anyways, I want to know.
exactly. What does she
Is
know
somebody
about
rolling up on
back in the
her?
day? First off, I mean, isn't she the same girl that wrote a letter to Tupac? Like,
Oh
what's going
God.
on, bro?
So you can't take nothing from her, huh?
Well, yeah, man. Come on now. Now what she has to say, has some type of substance. All of a
She's
sudden,
24.
why are people listening to these people, man? Like, and holding up what they say as it like it holds weight. I don't get it. You
You think
know,
you don't think she knows the dating scene at all?
what is back in the day for her? 24 years old. What is back in the day? Like, come on now.
But that's what I think she's talking about. I think she's referencing a time that she wasn't dating in based off of what she's hearing,
Of
not based off
course.
of what she's experienced. That's what I
She's
think.
not talking about she's not talking about personal experience. She's Willow Smith. Everybody knows who you are. Anyone who approaches you is gonna know you look just like your daddy.
Yeah, she do.
Everybody's gonna know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
I don't. I also see when I was before I was married. If I wanted to talk to, if I wanted to talk to a woman, I did. I man, but then again, I'm like you. I'm a salesperson, you know.
Yeah,
So I mean, I had no problem with that, and even if it was difficult to do because we did had our there were the dating scene was what it was for us at that time, you know. I just didn't care about that enough to say
hmm
I'm not gonna do it, and like that's why I said it's different situation because I talk to men who are like, it is this the dating scene is whatever it is, however it's what you're looking for. So I mean, there are some problems I hear, and I hear some guys that's like, bro, I don't have that problem at all. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
definitely.
it's definitely situational, bro, and personal.
I believe guys who do have that problem don't really have that wolf pack. They don't have that crew, because your boys are gonna uplift you if you out there in a dating game and you're trying to talk to women and you have a group of guys that that are men, right? They're
Yeah.
gonna they're gonna they're gonna motivate you to go ahead and talk to girls, especially in public, when they're going out together for that hunt, right? So yeah, man, jump down on it. Go ahead, go. Oh yeah, yeah, I dare you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see you make it happen, right? And then it's like, you didn't get the number. It becomes a social event for us men, right?
Right.
When we're out there together in a group. So it's very important, especially if you're single, for you to have a wolf pack, a crew. Just make sure you choose wisely and who your friends are. You don't want to deal with guys who aren't loyal and guys who are not about anything.
Yeah.
Um, you don't want to just be clicking up and just talking about nothing all day. You want to be talking about business. You want to be talking about goals and things
About
that you and
something.
your friends are. So like if I did this, if I could have had a chance to do this all over again, one of the main things I would have done differently would be having the right type of people around me.
The wolf pack
Because
or
again,
the click.
yeah, definitely to click the wolf pack. Because again, we're all men. Heterosexual males are gonna
Mm-hmm.
want to deal with women.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end of the day, what are our goals together? What can we accomplish together as friends? Can we start a syndication? Can we get an LLC together? Can we buy land? Can we, just invest? And
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, I'm seeing that in some of these younger groups, man. Their cohesiveness is a lot better than what I seen when I was growing up. To be honest,
Yes.
and I think it's just
Yes.
because I don't know. Maybe it's a fad for guys to be talking about uplifting themselves and just everything that I'm saying. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
something that is really hot right now, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's not everybody, but a lot of people are on it. They're on that group
Mm-hmm.
cohesiveness. Let's get together. Let's invest. The guys and the friends that I hang out with, we talk about investing and we talk about the possibilities and goals and all that. And that's where I wish I was at a younger age, was hanging around
Mm.
friends that when we get together and let's buy this. And you know what, Daniel, growing up, there were a couple of people like that I knew that was always
Yeah.
trying to be like, oh man, you know what, take a look at this. Here's some land in Tennessee, 5 acres for $5,000. We should get it. And everybody's like, oh, I don't believe that. I don't know. I don't trust all that, man. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know anything about, real
Yeah.
estate or
Yeah.
property or even, how significant that deal was at the time. But
Mm-hmm.
man, when I look back, I guess that's one of the things that I wish I would have um, jumped on, but
Yeah.
my mindset wasn't ready. I wasn't ready back in the day, man.
Nah.
I was still,
Nah.
developing my skill set and whatnot.
And
So,
and then s- and then at the same time, I think what was presented to us and how we went about attaining information, if you
mhm,
didn't see it right in front of you in real time, you didn't even know,
right.
you know? And then it was the whole how to fish thing too, like how to get the information, how to find these things out. And it was just so information moved slower at that time. And if it didn't make it to your front door, you didn't know. And I wasn't paying
That's
attention
true.
to television and things like that at that time either. Um, but here's the thing, bro. This is what I wanted us to check out, and I'm pulling up the story at the same time because this is gonna go this I think this goes hand in hand to what we were talking about earlier before we got into the Willow Smith thing when it came to like opportunities and things of that nature too. Season opportunities. I think this is another part of it as well, brother.
Yo, Willow Smith says
Is this
men
right
don't
here?
approach women.
Is this right here? You know, people people no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life. Now, this is a
True.
report out of 2020 Edelman Trust Barometer, right? Now in its 20th year, right? People no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life, survey shows. A growing census of inequality is undermining trust in both institutions, and capitalism, according to a long-running global survey. Fears of stifling hope and long-held assumptions about hard work leading to upward mobility is now invalid. Growing trust chasm between elites and the public. We now observe an Alice in Wonderland moment of elite buoyancy and mass despair. This is crazy.
Hmm.
This is crazy. People are feeling that hard work doesn't lead to a better life. That's how you get a lot of people to just bow out and quit. And I'm not saying that this is a reason for AI. However, if people are feeling like this and it's growing, that could be a catalyst as to why these major companies want to try to push the people machine out and bring in more automation. You can get more work done. You can get more of this, more of that. You use automation, AI, and robotics for that. Because if you can't get it out of people, where else are you going to get it from? And if people feel like this, that's going to lead them to not want to work. It's not that they don't want to work, and it's not like they don't want to try. But if you're not being rewarded for what it is that you do, you're not going to want to put in that much effort. It goes just like into a relationship. If you're not getting out of it what you put in, or getting something back, I equate it to video games and why men and young men, older men and young men period, play video games. This can go for women too. I'm not a woman. I don't know how their brain works though. Men like that gratification, that success, that accomplishment. Video games give that to you right away. You know what I'm saying? You score a touchdown, the crowd goes crazy. You hit a goal, man, you feeling it. You playing an RPG game, you level up your player, you do these type of things, you get better gear, better weapons, you unlock different fight moves. Like you get that instant reward for your work. So yeah, man, I thought this was really interesting, bro. Really interesting.
Well, times has changed, Daniel. That's why, right? It used to be before, you can graduate high school, become a mechanic, or get any type of job, and you could still support a family, right? With just that one income, your wife could stay at home. You can work hard and be able to buy yourself a house with that income, not have to worry about another second stream of income or whatever. But yeah, that was back when you could buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,400 square foot for like $17,000. You get what I'm saying? Like,
oh my gosh,
right?
bro.
Exactly. So yeah, you would believe that working hard would lead you to a better life during that time set. But now we're in 2025, right? Sometimes married couples are having 2 jobs, a piece, and
bro.
it's
With a side hustle.
still not making ends meet. But I think people know, that statement. People no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life. Is more directed towards the employee, the workers of the nation, right? Because if you're gonna be working your own business and you work hard at it, you're gonna end up enjoying life a lot better than if you were just at a 9 to 5, because you can't progress really in the workforce. There's no mandatory promotion, right? There's no mandatory raises. And if you do get raised, what is it, $1 or $2? It's not really gonna make an impact in your life like that. So you're really working 40 hours a week, right? And getting a paycheck that's not even covering all of your expenses, all your bills. And then if you want extra, right? And if you want extra, you're gonna have to work even harder, and that's much more exhausting. Being an entrepreneur, is definitely demanding a lot of hard work. But I wouldn't change it for the world, man, because it does lead to a better life. You get to make your own schedules. You get to be passionate about the work that you're putting in every day. It makes you want to wake up and serve people, and give people your product or your service. It's really a blessing. And, I just don't see any other way. If you want to lead to a better life, take, your own life by the horns and go for it, man, and do your own thing. That's where you're going to see that freedom and the best outcome of life is for you to create it and create that path, create that goal, create that vision, create that life that you want to live, and definitely.
I think the reason why something like this is important or even matters because it was the lie that was sold to society for so long. the American dream, or even not just American dream, because this study wasn't even in America. It was from a Western country. I think it was in Europe, I believe it was. However, it was what was sold to the people, and the people bought it.
Hmm.
You know, you guys, you told me that if I worked hard, I would get this. You was able to
Right.
support your family, like you were saying, and your wife not working, and work a blue collar job, work at a factory, work,
Hmm.
you know, and then come home, drink your beer, watch TV, and you were
Exactly.
good. You didn't have to do anything else. And you lived a nice middle class to upper middle class life. You didn't
Right.
have to pursue it to even want to climb up because it was enough to go around. Now, bro, if you have a 9 to 5, you have to have that business, that side hustle, and push that. I was
Yes,
watching
sir.
Minecraft with my kids this past weekend, and it's a children's movie, right? It's Minecraft. Dude, it was so funny to see the adults that were in that movie. They were like, they had a job and they had a side hustle. It was in a movie.
Hmm.
It was funny, right? But then you notice every adult in this movie has a side hustle or another thing that they're doing, another job that they're
Yeah.
doing outside of the job. And it's just like,
Yeah.
wow, that's just normal,
It's
you
normal.
know?
Hmm.
And that's crazy. Yeah, you diversify, and you don't harp on one thing. So that's the true statement, right? That's true. It's just funny because we were sold that one thing could do it, and that was the lie.
I don't think it was a lie though, man,
I
because
think
it
it
was
was.
actually truth. It was the truth. You didn't. It wasn't. You didn't require. It wasn't required for you to have a lot or to be, to work extremely hard for you to live a comfortable and good and better life back in the day. You get what I'm
I say,
saying? The real
I s-
back in the day, not, but the back in the day before Willow,
we talk we're
was
talking like
around. Yeah, it mentioned. Yeah,
18s,
for real.
early 90s. I want to say no, but the reason why I
Yeah,
say that,
even before that, man, you were able to graduate high school with a certificate, of an HVAC certificate, plumbing certificate, electrician certificate. You could be graduate high school and be a carpenter, have a carpentry certificate. You could be a mechanic straight out of high school. They used to even work on cars in high school,
you're right. They did.
shop in high
They
school,
did.
plumbing in high school,
Yeah.
all that stuff. It was accurate at the time, but then all that was taken out. Some kid probably cut himself with a screwdriver or something,
Yep.
and
That's what
sued.
happened.
Yeah,
Hmm.
right. And
Hmm.
all that was taken out. You can't use the saw anymore. Sorry, Jimmy. No work.
Yeah.
Woodworking. Can't use the saw. Can't build bridges out of toothpicks and stuff like that. They were doing that type of stuff at school. We used to be able in junior high. We used to be able to use a circular saw and start cutting wood and all that, and sanders
Mm.
and all these power tools that they wouldn't even let a kid touch nowadays in school, bro. You can't even look at it.
No.
Man, I wouldn't even want kids to touch it nowadays.
Uh,
As much medication and stuff that these kids be put on nowadays, man, you never know
yeah.
what kind of mood or mentality these kids might have, right? So I can understand the transition, but yeah, the economy's changed too. It has
Yeah.
changed, man. You used to be able to buy gold for $800 an ounce. Okay,
Mm.
so it's just a
You
different
see what
times
it is
now.
now,
I don't know.
man?
Oh boy, man, it's a celebration out here for
Yeah.
those who've been listening. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
and listening to the type of investments that you should be making and stuff. Yeah, it's a totally different monster out here
Dude,
now.
that's
So,
crazy.
so
When you
it's
said
just
that
it's
to me
just
about gold,
yeah, it's just times has changed, man, and we just have to be able to adapt. And the old way
yeah.
of doing things isn't going to lead you to a better life. You're
No.
going to have to be able to adapt and think smarter, uh, instead of thinking working harder. Think working smarter. Okay.
I
Um, yeah.
the reason why I even said that it was a lie, the lie that was sold, is because that's not what they were doing. You know? They weren't sitting out here banking on one thing. They were diversifying. And that's why I like that
Yeah.
article, because it says, between like the average class worker in the big business, the big companies, you know, classism, because they were diversifying. They were busy diversifying, doing more than one. And people were sold on one. And I think that's why it's a hard shake.
That makes
because
sense.
for them, they always diversified. That's not a reality shake to us. It's not a reality shake that you got to diversify. And that's what everyone saw and focused on, just that one. Your entertainers weren't doing it. Even the people that you watch on the news weren't doing it. They had multiple things. And then they just played the stock market. That's what you did. You know, you work a 9 to 5, you go to 401k, your pension, you play the stock market, and that's it. and it's just like, bro, you could do that. Dude, no. And I think that you just lull society into a false sense of this is what your life is. And I don't know, man. But yet consume. You know, it's a weird game, bro.
That's how the powers that be want it to be, man. They want everybody to be, you know, falling in line, and you know, everybody just doing the same thing, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like a carbon copy, and that way they know how to control people. You know, the easiest is when everybody's thinking the same way, and acting the same way. So they have you thinking the same way from the schools, from the education, from what they put out on the media, right? From the religion that's put out there. It's just a way to be, you know, to create that propaganda out there, to have people indoctrinated in your belief and in the way you want, you know, the society to you know, to move, right? So, and people who have control of it, you know, that they made up that game plan, and the game plan's working out, to be real.
It's working out. And this is what
it's more controllable.
I tell my friends too, when I talk to them, I'm like, bro, this is their system. I'm not even mad at them for their system, because this is how they choose to run it. This ain't my game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's who run the game. You can't be, and I don't even know who they are. I don't know. Some people say it's the bankers. Some people say I don't know who's running it. It ain't me.
The bankers. Yeah, man. The bankers. You know, look, you want freedom. You want true freedom. You want a better life.
Yeah.
Take your life. Take control of your life, and, you know, have your own business. Don't rely on anybody. Stay focused on your grind. Make your money. That's the best type of satisfaction you can get, is just knowing that you create that exchange, you know, that money, that energy, right? For someone to want to give money to you. It's addicting. And once you get a taste of that, guys like me is going to create different avenues to be able to have that money coming in, right? So, yeah, man, I love it. Yeah, because now who could tell you, you know, no one can tell you anything. Who can tell you what to do, right? You're in control of your own. So the only thing you need to worry about is, how big do you want your dreams to be, really? So
I have this last one. Now, Paul, this is gonna get us into something.
Oh, buddy, here we go.
This is gonna get us. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's not why I did this one, but
all right.
This was crazy to me. This was crazy to me too. All right, let's go.
Kids in this country are the only groups. They have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them.
But currently, there's not an African American culture?
No.
Yes, there is.
What is it?
Yeah, I agree.
Name two value systems in the African American culture.
Value system?
Yes. Name two taboos in the African American culture system. Name two traditions, by the way, in the African American culture system.
Right.
There is no value for freedom if you don't understand what it is. The concept of free. You have to have a foundation on which it would balance when you ask for it. Civil right, they give it to you. You have no culture. Nancy, you've been here, born here. Why would you be surprised if I say African Americans don't have a culture? What, twerking? So anything.
But I feel like African American culture has definitely
you say
mainstream.
No, you say the word, the African American culture. What is it? Okay,
Like
fine.
like hip hop,
Oh,
not
Jesus
hip
Christ.
hop. I mean, I don't want to.
He
Yes,
said
I feel like
You
it's,
haven't thought
Hip hop is a culture, though. It's a part of the culture. I get what he's saying. We do have a culture. It's not one that you want to talk about. We do have a culture, though. Let's keep going. Oh, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll interject. Right, hip hop used to be a culture. That's the way it was founded as with the culture, and I'll tell you why in a second after
Okay.
you finish it.
All right, we got a minute left. Minute 35 left.
about it. It's fine. Don't make things up.
I'm not making it up.
Okay,
I feel like
then educate me. You feel. You should know. You were born and raised here.
yes, but I have a.
Are you African American?
I'm Haitian American.
That's correct. Do you see why you were being specific with that? Because anybody who encounters you already knows you before. If they know you are Haitian, at least two things comes to their mind.
What is that?
If they've been to Haiti, they can look at work ethics and they say, yes, Haitians, I know them. Service industry, they know where they do well. Food, they can say yes. And even language, Creole.
Right.
And they can say, oh, I love Haitians. Because they saw the culture in abstract before they encountered you. So people go over the bridge of your culture, your tradition, your customs, and that helps them to know how to
address me.
Exactly. I'm saying to you, any people who ask for these things, which are abstract, freedom, for example, independence, for example, and civil rights, for example, voting rights, for example, you must have a foundation on which these things are going to balance. Because the people there have to uniformly agree with consensus. This is our way of life. The do's and the don'ts involved in our culture. Even if you have to create an artificial culture.
Is that why the civil rights movement is considered dead?
It's dead and useless. They got it, but they could not balance it on any foundation.
Bro, I did not know that about the civil rights, that people felt that way and thought that way and believed that way about the civil rights, and that is dead. However, I understand that, bro. I understand that statement. I didn't know it was like that, and I'm probably going to do some research into that and some reaction videos into that conversation, because that's a scary conversation. I saw this video, and it makes you think, right? And the reason why I say there is a culture, it's just not a positive one, because something comes to mind when you talk about the African American. Something definitely comes to mind. And that's the culture of it. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say about hip hop.
Well, hip hop originated. Well, I should say that one of the founders, right, of hip hop was originated to be a culture, right?
Right.
I heard someone say, who was it? I forget, but they mentioned a culture for a society or a certain group of people to have a culture, it has to be backed by religion. All
They
right?
said that?
That's Judge Joe Brown. That's who it was. Judge Joe Brown. I listened to my man Judge Joe Brown
You like Joe
because
Brown?
he mentioned.
Joe Brown be
Oh
saying
yeah,
some stuff.
he mentioned that Black people African Americans don't have a culture. I don't even like being called African American. First off, again, a Haitian American too. Like the girl there, but as far as what people are labeling African American, it has no culture because it's not backed by religion, right? Hip hop, the founders had hip hop to be a form of religion, right? It had the graffiti, it had the dancing, right? The breaking, the dancing, and then it had the philosophy behind it, like the Zulu Nation. African Bambaataa was one of the founders, and he had the Zulu Nation, and then it came with the African culture and the heritage behind that, sex of the African culture. So it was more so when it started. If you remember, and this is way before your time, brother, you know what I'm saying? It was much more hip hop was much more of a conscience thing. It was a conscience rap. Then it turned to party rap, dancing. Again, dancing was a part. All of that is a culture when it comes to dance, when it comes to art, when it comes to religion, right? When it comes to music, that's what defines a culture. So as far as African American culture doesn't have all that. It doesn't have a religion. Um, it doesn't have a philosophy anymore, right? It still has the art and everything, but is it really African American, right? Anymore, right? It's so watered down from the original intention of what hip hop was supposed to be that it's lost its culture. So it's not really hip hop isn't a culture anymore like that, unless you take it back to the foundation, the KRS One ish type of foundation, hip hop. But that's what determines, and I agree on what Judge Joe Brown said. That's what determines whether a culture, whether a society has a culture is based off of its religion, its art, its dance, its you can. So and if it doesn't have that, it doesn't have a culture.
I think Oksana says, "Hey y'all, hey babe."
What's up, Oksana?
I said so. Black America does have a culture, right? We had a different culture in different times. However, we have a culture.
So what's the religion?
It's just not the Christianity.
That's not a Black American culture. That's not.
It doesn't. But you see what I'm saying though. We do, because we all know about Southern Baptists. All Black people know.
Yeah, but that's not
Southern Baptists.
That comes from Roman Catholic though, right? That's not a Black American culture.
But you see what I'm saying though. We have one, right? We definitely, there are ways of moving in Black America. You know how to move in Black America when it comes to the hood. You know how to move around Pine Hills. You know the culture of Pine Hills, of Hiawassee, Silver Star. You know how to move through through those type of areas. There is a culture there.
Okay, I get what
is it one that is agreed upon, or people would agree is there? Because there's definitely a culture there. We've talked about it before, the things that Black Americans do, or the things that that we do that we don't like. But I mean, he said it, twerking. I mean, twerking is a part of Black culture. Come on. Do y'all gonna like it? Do you want to admit it is? You know what I'm saying? So my thing there is, I think the conversations that I'm not saying I think. Let me go like this. The conversations I would like to start, about Black America, and I want to say that versus African American. Black America, is that in our pursuit to establish these things that people criticize us so hard about, in the pursuit of doing that in times past, it was picked apart. It was destroyed. It was hijacked. It was taken advantage of. So those pillars that they would like us to had established at this juncture in history, we didn't get that. It was destroyed in times past. I think that that's a better conversation and a realistic approach and an assessment of what has happened. We don't see these things. Well, why not? Is it that no one tried? Is it that no one wanted it? People did try. People did want it. And it was picked apart. It was hijacked. It was taken advantage of. It was stolen. So even hip hop, it was robbed. It was. It really was, because if you ask people if they wanted that, they did. So I think that that's a way or a direction I would like to steer that conversation as a whole, bro. But I don't want to get on my soapbox, bro. But
key concepts, key aspects of culture: beliefs and values. 1, 2, customs and traditions. 3, language. 4, art and music. 5, social norms. 6, food and clothing. 7, knowledge and education. and and 8 institutions. Institutions cover religions, family, structures, government, etc.
No,
We don't have any institutions.
dude,
Okay, we don't have any religions.
bro, but we do, Paul.
African
Take it.
the
Take it from the top.
Yeah.
I can answer all of those. Take it from the top.
What's the
I can answer all of
religion?
them.
What's the religion?
I just told you, Southern Baptist.
You said that's not
Baptist.
that's a branch off of a religion that was not created by the African culture.
But it's
That's
still
what I'm trying
a
to
part
say.
of, but it's still a part of
it's
Black American culture.
Okay,
It is.
I mean, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. It was taken in. It was taken in from another culture. Okay, that's not an original. You get what I'm saying?
So we had to
From
have started.
Black culture. Yes,
None
that's
of
what
these
I'm trying to
religions.
say.
None of these religions were started.
What do you mean started?
None of these
Majority of-
religions were started by the people that say that they believe in them now.
No, that's not true. There's just a lot of religions that have been spread around the world, and people have taken it. But there are cultures that have separate religions, different religions that they started.
See, and this is the thing, bro. And here's the thing that I want. I'm trying to get you to see,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to get a lot of people to see. When it comes to the Black American, we look at the Black American as if it's something different than America because of how of how they say we got here. Because there's different beliefs on how we got here. I'm not gonna get into that right now.
Mhm.
And that's where you have to start it. Black American culture starts in America. We can't look at Africa and say, well, that's where you guys were at. That's your culture. That's not. Once slaves are freed and they're in America, they're American. It's just a different pigmentation because that's where we start. We can't look at anything past that because we don't know. That's gone. That's done. The culture starts here. That's why I said we do have a culture.
Okay, but
Are
here's
people
what I'm
going to want
saying.
to accept it and be realistic about it?
I agree with what you're saying and what your perspective of it. What I'm saying is, if we're just gonna start right here in America, what have they started then here in America as far as those religions, the institutions, the everything, from ground up? That's where it's coming. That's why that's why there is no culture, because it was we were the Black American was taken and brought here and robbed of their culture. They were robbed of their culture. They didn't even know who they are, right?
Right.
And then now what? Then what kind of culture did they have to adapt to now? That's the difference. It was an adaptation to an already established culture rather than them starting a culture. You get what I'm saying? Or having an original culture within themselves as a group of people is non-existent. That's why they say they don't have culture. There's no religion behind it. There's no institutions behind it. Now there's the language isn't even, the language isn't. It's an adaptation of a language, not a language.
But that's
what I'm saying. That's the difference.
I do, and that, but see, that's what I'm trying to say. That's my whole. You're saying what I'm trying to say, because the adaptation, right, or taking this culture and moving it someplace different, that is the culture of the Black American. You see what I'm saying?
I get
there wouldn't be an establishment of something new. It wouldn't, right? Because there was a blueprint. There was something already there. And that's why I said, in the pursuit to get these things, we did create our own cities. We did have our own schools. We did have our banks. We did have these things, and it was destroyed. Towns, cities were flooded, burnt, people were killed. It was taken. every time we did start that, because it was like, no, you're not starting that here. Right? Now, was that
Yeah,
the
I get
fuel
that.
behind it? No, yet that was the message, right? It was something else that was fueled it. However, that was the overarching message, that was received. And that's why at this juncture, we don't even start that anymore, which I would love to see happen. I want to spearhead
What
it.
kind of customs and traditions? What kind of
What are the-
customs and traditions do we start? As
What kind of
Black Americans?
customs?
Mhm. Established practices like
not-
holidays,
It's not
rituals.
healthy. It's not healthy.
Huh?
That's my point. It's
What?
not healthy.
What?
It's not.
What you say? There isn't any.
It's-
There's none. There's none.
They're just not healthy.
What do you mean customs and traditions? What do you mean not healthy? As a people, as a group, what kind of
Right.
customs and traditions? I mean, these are things that are
The customs
required for it to have a culture. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oksana says Juneteenth. The customs.
Juneteenth.
The customs are not healthy customs,
That's
bro.
funny. Exactly.
We gonna snap. We gonna act a ass. We gonna do all of these crazy things, bro. That's the customs, bro. We're gonna pop off on you. Don't
I don't
start
wanna
me.
be a part of that culture, bro. I don't want to
But
be a part of
you see what I'm saying? There is a culture.
No, man, that's not.
It's just do you want to acknowledge what it is? And I don't know if people want to acknowledge what the culture is. Like we definitely have one. It's not always constructive. It's not always healthy, but we have one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because I think people think just because we have the gift of being able to create art and music and stuff, we have culture because they base it off of art and music, okay, which is still an adaptation, right?
Right.
Right. But let me know what you think then about. Okay, I already said customs and traditions, right?
Right.
Food. What kind of food do we have? Yeah.
What do you mean soul food, bro? Soul food.
What kind of food, bro?
Collard greens, bro. What you talking about? Candy yams, bro. What you saying to me? Deep fried, high blood pressure. What you mean, bro?
Yeah.
It's not all healthy. It's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Deep fried. Come on, man. We fry everything, man. Deep fried.
Yeah. Okay, nah, man.
Barbecue.
You know
what I'm saying? The way it's cooked. But soul food is a Black culture thing. Mac and cheese, extra cheesy, there is, but like you said, it can be an adaptation, and you're right.
Adaptation.
But that's my point, Paul. It can only be an adaptation. It can only be that. It can't be something that is birthed out of somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Oksana said collard greens and chitlins. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It can only be an adaptation.
It's like, all right, an example of culture, right? Of culture in Japan includes respect for elders,
Right.
tea ceremonies, rituals, tea ceremonies, the language of Japanese, right? Language,
Right.
sushi, anime, and traditional clothing like the kimono. Not the dashiki. That's not an African American culture, right? So what is that then? Give me some
sagging
examples
pants.
like those.
Sagging pants, showing your boxers. But I'm trying to tell you, bro. Wearing clothes that's too big for you.
That's prison lifestyle. That's not Black culture. That's not. See, we get stuck with stereotypes. That's not culture.
No, you see a bunch of sagging pants, bro. I go down. Listen, but that's my point. What I'm telling you is, and that's not prison, but how did prison culture get that? How did prison get that? You think the white inmates was doing that? My point to you is, my thing is, it's not attractive. However, it is culture. And you recognize it. You know when you're going down a Black neighborhood. You know what you're going to see. You know when you're going to a Walmart that's in the Black area, you know what you're going to see. It's a part of culture. The loud music, the jamming, the bass hitting, that's Black. The rims on the car, that's Black culture. You know what I'm saying? The Skittles painted car, that's Black culture. You know? So even hairstyles, that's Black culture. Cornrows. You know what I'm saying? That's black culture, bro.
I think all of that you're describing is a loss of culture. Is a description of a
No.
lost people. That's what
You can say that. You can say that, and I'll concede that argument to you. However, at the same time, I'm naming you things that are all a part of black culture, and it is black culture.
Stereotypes. That's what it is. It's profiling. That's not
dude,
culture.
You can Paul. You can say that, and I'll concede with you with that. However, it is still synonymous with Black American culture. Because I could keep naming. I can shout. Come on, bro. That's black. Come on, bro. Everybody know that. God is good. Finish it, Paul.
All the time.
Finish it, Paul. And all the time.
God is good. Yeah.
Come on, bro. You cannot like it. However, Oksana said Paul isn't claiming that. No, Paul not claiming.
No, I'm not. I'm not claiming.
Oh man, I could name some other stuff, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. That's synonymous with black culture. I ain't gonna do it. Cause it's not healthy. It's just not healthy. That's just my opinion. And if somebody
what are some of the healthy things that are synonymous?
Oh, bro, we love and care. We're taught to bring in cousins. Every black, we love black. We're taught that, bro, and it's something that's innate. I got a cousin that ain't really my cousin, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like majority of the time when you talk to black Americans, they all got a cousin, and it's not nowhere near related to their family. You know what I'm saying? That is our culture. Loving is a part of our culture. Feeding people is heavy a part of our culture, bro. Feeding people, family.
Creativity. Yeah, family, creativity.
Family is heavy.
All aspects, innovation.
Discipline. Come on, bro. You see discipline. Who disciplines like the black American, bro? Every time when you hear these things, people making jokes, people making this, what it says, my parents' discipline is always discipline. Comedians talk about it was discipline. Definitely. And if you hear about something not being disciplined, whether a person agrees if it's healthy or not, and when you hear something that's not being disciplined, they're like, bro, you ain't have a mom, you ain't have a grandma.
Strong fathers then. Fathers part of our culture.
That grandma, everybody know Big Mama. Who Big Mama? You know what I'm saying? That grandma. So Oksana said food, faith, and family for sure. Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you gonna learn about this Jesus. Now, what color? Which one you gonna learn about? I can't speak to that, but you gonna learn about this Jesus.
I think that those are constructive things. The religion that's adapted into the black culture, but I'll just let that slide.
Allegedly, because we could open up Pandora's box and go into how black people started that, but whatever. Allegedly,
yeah, for real.
But yeah, I think those are things that are all healthy and good. We're good at sports. I mean, come on, man. Some of the best football players come from Florida. So I mean, from the South, and so I think that those are all good things about culture. They get lost with the big rims and the other things. However,
everything that's shiny, big and shinies. That's what a friend of mine used to say. One of my best friends. One of my best friends in Georgia. When I used to drive on 20-inch rims, he used to call them big and shinies. He's like, you just like
big
all
and
big
shinies.
And shinies. Yeah.
What happened to spinners, bro? Remember spinners?
Oh man, Spreewells. Oh, back in the day, Spreewell came out with them Jones, and then everybody came out with them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They turned it. They just went away. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
They did start putting them on hubcaps, and that's probably when they lost their.
That's what.
They started
like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, like, nah, I'm good.
Y'all can have spinners, bro. Oh man, dude, bro. That's dope, bro. That's dope, man. But we're gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Right? It's already that time.
It's that time, bro. It's that time. I'm gonna drop the front flex bomb because that culture conversation, that was crazy. We might have to bring that back.
Oh man, how much slack you think we're gonna catch for this, bro? Ooh, that's crazy.
I think we did good. I don't think we did bad. I think we did good. But then again, I be thinking everything's okay.
Feelings this time. When somebody's feelings get hurt.
We will find out. We will find out with the clips. Cause I can never tell.
Collard greens ain't culture. What you mean?
They gonna come for you. They gonna come for you, not me. I tried. They gonna come for you. I tried, bro. I tried. They gonna be like, nah, but man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, bro. This is dope. Make sure y'all hit up taxmoney123.com. It's coming up to it. We in October. We got 2-3 more months, Paul, before they gotta reach out.
Oh man, yeah, I'm swamped. I still got a long night because tomorrow is deadline for extensions, so everybody's trying to get everything done in the last minute. But yeah, 3 months, about 3 months, and it's the next tax season. Feel free to hit me up. I'm here to help. I can free consultations. Also, check us out on Spotify. All right,
Yes.
We got TikTok pages and YouTube as well. Like and subscribe if you like what you hearing. And feel free to engage with us. We like the engagements, and we appreciate your support. So, other than that, if you need any help with any of your social media, videos, podcasts, you know where we're at. We got the maestro Daniel Tanami working his magic. So hit us up at any time. We are here to help, and we love it.
Yeah, appreciate y'all so much. And if you want to be a guest on the show, you want to get in and chime into the conversation, let us know. Get in the DM, hit us up, and we'll definitely be reaching out to you. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week. Same time, same place. Deuces.